It's my time, we taking it back. Already told you I was learning to react. I'ma be more soldier wearing purple and black. It's my time, I put my city on the map. It's my time, we taking it back. Already told you I was learning to react. I'ma be more soldier wearing purple and black.
See nothing. Okay. We'll play the role. Welcome to No Bullspit.
You gotta stop. I'm gonna screw it up right from the beginning.
You're already on.
Now, I'm telling you, you gotta stop
Why?
because I got something to say.
Okay.
You know what tomorrow is?
Yes.
I'm not a vet. I'll put that out there right now. I was in high school, graduated 74, the end of the Vietnam War. Hooked school to go, sign up for the draft. We had friends that never came back in them days because they called you to go.
Right.
I just want to say thank you. You're a vet.
Yes, sir.
You never let, I have the utmost gratitude for people like you.
Well, that was one hell of a way to start the show.
Life. Well, I had to get it out there, man.
There was no warning on that.
Exactly.
We didn't rehearse that.
It wasn't supposed to be rehearsed.
Well, you're a piece of shit for that. Thank you.
And I love being that. So that's just where it is. All right. We're
right.
live. We're live.
We are officially live.
This is it.
I'm DJ Rome,
I'm Pops.
the old man Pops.
Yeah, the old man Pops.
And what we're going to do on this live and many other lives, each and every Wednesday, 8 p.m., is we're going to discuss current events.
Anything.
It is going to be everything.
You may not like it.
You're right. There's some parts you're not going to like, and that's okay. You ain't got to like all of it.
Kind of off the cuff.
Definitely off the cuff, as you can tell. Look, I'm already sweating. The first episode, we're going to give a little background of ourselves. Get you guys familiar with us. The chat rooms are open. The chat lines are open. Again, we're broadcasting on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. So all avenues are open. If you have any comments, I don't care about your concerns. Shoot it out to us, and we'll touch the topic. A little bit about Pop. Go ahead.
Well, look, I was married 45 years. 20 years old, I drove a beer truck. Had a good time for 10 years. That ended real quick. Christmas of 84, it just stopped. Had to figure out what you're going to do real quick. And you people are going through this. Luckily, I got my wife. I didn't get them. My wife and my mother went and rented me a place because I loved lifting weights at the time. I had thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and they rented me a place to open a gym. I did that for a couple years. Then I got into hauling cars. I did that for another 20 years. We've had several businesses, always hustling, always doing something. And somewhere along the line, I met this guy. Through the sun. And I thought he was just a young jerk back then, which he was.
100%.
Yeah, it's just the time. That's the way it was. But things change, guys. Things change. Life changes. Never thought it would change that much. Never thought it would be full circle, 180, 360, whatever. It just, like my daughter tells me all the time, Chris, I hope you're not watching this, but you say you don't know who I am anymore? Well, I don't know who I am anymore. So we're going to talk about this. Where you come from, Ron?
Locally, there was DJ Rome. As Pop said, Army veteran.
But when did you go in the Army?
2006.
After you left here?
Yeah. No? No? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you lived here for a while.
Yeah. A couple months.
Yeah.
We'll get into all that.
Okay.
We'll touch on all that. So, I'm a DJ, obviously. Do marine upholstery and canvas. I'm a builder of many, master of absolutely fucking nothing. Wear many hats. married. Back off, ladies.
Not me.
He is not. He is fully single and ready to hang out, if not more. Just saying.
It's not working out too good.
Oh, we're gonna touch on his relationship situation also. Don't worry. This is gonna be an hour and a half long of holy shit. Met this handsome gentleman here that's in front of you guys.
I was very sociable at the time.
No, he wasn't. He was a dickhead. His son, Cage, who is actually on the intro you heard, Primetime, song about the Baltimore Ravens, huge Ravens fan, introduced me to Mom and Pop. I wasn't introduced to this man as Keith or Mr. Keith or Old Man Keith. This is Pops. So that's what it remained. I walked into his house. Hello. Said hi to Mom. How you doing? This asshole sitting at his chair. So I was like, this guy's a dick.
But you were a dick. You were a young kid. You were a punk. I was working 15, 18 hours a day. I can't put up with that shit.
I don't care. That meant nothing to me.
I'm just telling you. You don't know what it's like to be in my predicament.
Agreed. But I was always told, you walk into someone's house, you greet the people that own it.
Who the fuck told you that?
Some asshole along the line of my life.
My house is totally different. You know what my doctor tells me all the time? My house is totally dysfunctional to start with.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But we deal with it.
Indeed.
And we deal with everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we're going to do here.
We're going to deal with it. And if you decide to watch our weekly shows, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with it as well. So.
Listen, this is therapy to me. You got to understand. The only thing that saved me this past year is family and friends.
Agreed.
For some reason, you're in that friends deal. I don't know how you got there. But we've gotten there, and I can't get rid of you. So we deal with it every week.
Ain't that some shit?
But it's the truth. I mean...
Okay, hold on. Listen, hold on. People.
Our relationship's like
on.
looking at a car wreck. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's like, you don't want to look, but you can't take your eyes away.
Listen, I 100% agree that our friendship is probably one of the most weirdest. Okay? You're old as shit.
Total odd couple.
You're old as shit.
Yeah.
I'm young and handsome. I get it. Okay?
That's okay.
But every Friday, he makes his way to Sylvester's where I DJ at.
Yep.
Every single Friday.
Proud sponsor.
Which is a life choice that he's making. May not be a good one, but it's a life choice. Every event at Jimmy's Seafood, whether it be at Jimmy's Seafood or at the Talgoats. Who's there, Pop?
Well, naturally I'm going to be there, but I was there. I've always been there. That's the difference about that place.
Not on stage.
Well.
Not carrying my equipment. Not helping me set up and break down.
I don't care. It's still been my go-to place. That's
Agreed.
always been.
Agreed.
That's always been my place. Another proud sponsor. I'm just saying.
Your family and Jimmy's Famous Seafood
we got
have
back
a
40
long
years.
history. A very long history since the old man owned it.
Oh, Mr.
The old man.
No, I remember when Mr. Jimmy was taking care of it. There's a lot of things he did. I mean, I went in there one night to pick up Sharon, and he locked me in the front bar, wouldn't let me out till 6 in the morning. No shit. Oh, Metoxa. Oh, it was pouring.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you.
I
don't remember getting home.
On the topic of Metoxa, allow me to be the first one to cuss at our sponsors, okay?
Why?
John, one of the owners of Jimmy's Seafood, huge fuck you for that night I was DJing there 10, 11 years ago, and you said, here, try this, and it was Metoxa. So
good for your arteries.
Oh, my God. You're right. It's such a blood thinner. It went straight to your head.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, my God.
It's good shit.
I remember calling him the next day after that, and I was like, you can literally go to hell. Yeah. And all he could do was laugh. Because he wasn't drinking Metoxa. He was drinking Ciroc. Because at the time, that was all John drank. He had two bottles of Ciroc at all times. But yet he was an ass enough to hand me Metoxa.
Yeah.
But I will say, from when the old man owned it to what John and Tony has done with it now, ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Ridiculous. In the best of possible ways.
And you think it changed so much, but it really hasn't. It's gotten so much nicer, so much more up to date. They've gone way beyond. But you just got to understand, it was always about family. It was always about his father was just as much, if you were in trouble, he'd take care of you. He'd give you whatever, shirt off his back to help you out. He was that kind of guy. Now, I remember days that Sharon might call and say, "Oh, Mr. Jimmy just fired everybody in the whole place. He got mad and they were all gone and he meant it." But it was his place and you had to know that.
You got to respect that 100%.
Understandable. And you know what you got when you walked in there. Always have, always will. These guys have just kept the tradition and just updated everything.
Here's what I like, though. So, those that follow Jimmy's Famous Seafood on their social networks, whatever they may have, you see that they have a lot of celebrities, whether it be
Ravens,
sports stars,
Yeah,
actors,
players.
singers.
Just go look at the Wall of Fame up there.
Oh, it's huge. But what I truly love about that place, and I have for as long as I've been going there, as a patron or DJ in there, is they treat everyone exactly the same. Everyone gets that superstar status as soon as you walk through the door.
Oh, and it's so much about presentation, about what they're putting
100%.
out there. It has to be right, spot on, and that's what you got to have in a place like that.
Agreed.
But I'm telling you, it's still my go-to place. I just love comfortable being there, whether it's for lunch, ride up on the bike, go to lunch, talk to his mom, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a place that can be home. That's what I like.
All right, so Jimmy's is one of our sponsors, so I'm glad we could plug them. I don't know if we meant to go that in depth with it, but I'm glad we did.
No, it wasn't planned, that's for sure.
So, matter of fact, let's go through the other two as well.
Friday nights. At least for me, it's Friday nights. And we were there, it was 2 weeks ago, maybe on a Friday night. I know Nikki came over and brought me a drink. Didn't ask for it. And said, "Man, it's really nice, you know." And what did you say to me?
You're becoming a regular, and
No.
you're becoming family.
Come family.
So here's
Here it
here's
is.
the thing. So we have such a, and I say we as in me and Pop and myself and Pop's family, have kind of a weird connection. How we met, right? But regardless, it's still maintained a family type, right? So we really surround ourselves with people that also treat us and others like family. So Nikki and Alan, they welcome me with open arms just being there. And then with Pop coming to hang out with me on Fridays, this man has become, it's almost like if I'm there and Pop's not there yet, well, where the hell is Pop at?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, right?
No, it is. It is.
It's nuts.
But is like myself, when you go into a place like that, and you know the first week or two might be a little bit strange, but as you spend time there, I tell you, I get in my car and I hook my phone up and it tells me on a Friday night at 8 o'clock, I'm in the car and it says 13 minutes till Sylvester. It knows
your
where
schedule.
I'm going. It knows.
And 100% knows your schedule.
I don't get this high tech stuff. I'm sorry, but that's what it does to you. And I just.
Oh, by the way, people are watching.
Yeah, I'm not used to that
Okay,
either. I don't
alright.
see anybody here, so it's
Yeah.
kind of empty. But
Well, we got Brody and Zazie here.
I know I've felt so comfortable in that place, especially the last 2 months or so.
Yeah.
It's just gotten to be, you have to go there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you have to go to your grandpa's. Well, you have to go there.
And the food is banging.
It is. It is.
I had Pop try what they have. It's a crab cake egg roll.
Yeah.
This past weekend.
It's good. It was really good.
So good. He was trying to get a recipe from Nikki,
I did.
and Nikki gave it to him.
I did.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she tried to give me the shells. I couldn't. But that's how nice they are. They
Yeah.
just keep.
Very good people.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. We will not have. If people come to want to sponsor our show, we will appreciate it. But we also will do a background on who the company is.
Well, it's got to fit.
Yeah,
It
we
just gotta
don't
fit.
we don't want in all actuality we don't want shit sponsors. Money is great, but
You know what Keith always used to say?
what's got?
They're a sellout.
Yeah.
You don't want sellouts.
No, we want
It's not about
we
the
want-
money
we
and
want
all that.
the family dynamic.
Yeah, these places only get big and popular because of what they spread,
Right.
and it's friendship and family.
Yep.
The rest of it they all have, but you can't get that.
All right. Well,
That's just something
our
different.
third sponsor, Old Glory
Old Glory.
Creations.
Yeah.
Actually, I work there, so I got to put my 2 cents into there.
I go down there a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good place for me to hang out during the daytime. Get me out, get me doing something.
The
I
views
like
aren't bad either, right?
it. No.
The marina's fantastic.
No, oh God, it's so well.
Not now. The weather's changing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like I don't live in the water anyway. But being down there,
Hey, listen, I have water on this side of the house and this side of the house.
Yeah, a
and
lot
I'm right
last
smack
week.
in the middle. It was in my freaking basement. It flooded this much, but you digress. But so Old Glory, what they do is, you see a boat. It has a full enclosure on it with the
any
glass.
kind of canvas,
I mean, yeah, any kind of canvas, RV,
upholstery.
marine upholstery, and it's one of those things where Bob, who's the owner, he always
I like Bob because he doesn't like Rome.
and I accept that. I do things to his daughter that he probably won't like.
Wait a minute, you gotta understand. That didn't even sound good because you're married to his daughter.
Yes, I'm married.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah,
I
oh,
think,
yeah, of
what they
course.
hear. It didn't
I mean,
sound right. It just,
It sounded exactly because if he's watching, I know for a fact he's going motherfucker. And that's the part that I like.
yeah.
It's a little torture,
Nah,
it's my father-in-law, so
You
a
just
little
both want to
torture.
get under each other's
Of
skin.
course.
It's just the way it is.
Of course, again,
It's-
family.
That's why I like being there. It's funny to watch.
But one thing he always worries about is the winter season, right? Not having the funds and everything. But I think this is the first time, and he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
This is the first time that he's seeing that he hasn't slowed down. He's actually getting bigger contracts now.
Do you want to turn around?
Say it again.
Do you want to turn around?
Don't want to turn around.
Do you want me to pat you on the back?
Hell
That's
no.
what you're asking for.
Not for me.
Oh,
No,
that's
no,
what
no.
you were getting to.
No, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me though. It's even though he's been doing it for so long and he had Winterland Canvas, because I think the biggest part of it is just being at a marina, which is different than what he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're-
not me.
You're
I-
right.
trust me.
You're in the middle of
I'm
it
still
there.
in the learning phase.
Yeah.
I'm still very much in the learning phase. That man is a genius when it comes to that stuff. You ever seen the movie The Beautiful Mind? Where he's
I don't.
sitting in front of a chalkboard and he's trying to think how to solve the problem, and it's just like that's Bob when he sees fucking canvas. He looks fully retarded. Just don't try to talk to him when he's doing it.
Look,
'Cause
he's done nothing but help me because even when he was here for the party,
Yep.
he's in here setting up my sewing machine.
That's right.
I do so. So
That's right.
take that, ladies. I'm trying to do everything.
That's right.
But to help me reupholster the RV,
Yeah.
and that's you can't ask no more from people
No,
than
man.
we get.
No,
and
not
they
at
do
all.
it as a friendship, as
Yeah.
just family.
I mean, I don't know if
It's all about
I don't know if
family.
it's that or the fact that I like you, so he kind of likes you. I don't know.
No,
It
he
could be
likes me
secondhand.
because I went down there and met him.
It could be secondhand. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we got the sponsors out of the way.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how we met, Pop.
Let's go back. Let's digress.
All right. Well,
Before we were friends. But then you were friends with my son.
so that's how I met.
Even before that.
I don't know if we want to go that far back. Well, let's
Just say it was a lady.
Let's
Just say it
shorten
was
it
a
up.
lady.
Let's shorten the situation up.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a mutual friend
Yeah, we can go there.
of Cage's, who was Pop's son, and myself. From this mutual friend, a friendship between me and Cage bloomed out of music. We both are very much into music.
He has been since he's 3 years old.
He had a full studio. Actually, I wrote a very, 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 very inappropriate song.
And I'm waiting to hear stuff I never heard before, so If I'm quiet, you know
Oh,
why.
is that what we're getting to?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure, no problem. So after myself and our mutual friend stopped being so mutual,
Which was easy to do with him.
yeah, man, he was very personable.
He loved showing anybody
Anything.
anything had to do, especially to do with music.
Not just music though. So, if you guys have seen the graphic that's for the show, I learned how to do all that graphic stuff from Cage. Because he asked me to do a graphic on his computer. He said, "Look like shit. Let me show you some things how to do it," and it got better. So some stories that you haven't heard about your son, with me and your son.
I'm listening.
Whew. All right, let's start with this one. So, as Pop mentioned, he lives on the water, so he has a nice dock. He had a go fast boat. Me and Cage came home from a show.
I'm listening.
And he's like, "Yo, I know where the keys are. Let's take the boat out." I'm like, "Bet." We were drunk. It is what it is.
Now I was probably on a road or something.
You were asleep
Oh, I was
because you
still
were
here.
on the road.
Oh, I just got back.
You just got back, so
Okay.
you were knocked out. We didn't even know you were back. So we took the boat out. So Cage used to have this saying, "If it's an all-night party,
It's a sixer.
It's a sixer." Well, it was. Cage, myself, and two young ladies went on the boat together.
And I'm sure they didn't work at any specific clubs.
No particular type
He
of
always
clubs.
used to have things about that. I'm just saying.
You did bet. Hold on. We have a comment. I'm sorry. I gotta check this one. We have a comment. You did bad things with someone's daughter, but now that song is inappropriate. Well, yeah, Melanic. Because it's my wife, so it's okay. But that song was very inappropriate. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's on Twitch. Melanic commented on it. That's who sung the inappropriate song that I wrote. So that's what you get for commenting on that. So there's Matt and Haley checking in. Hello.
Hey, guys.
Oh, Bob Winterling literally just put motherfucker on the chat.
I hope he didn't miss
I
the good
told
stuff
you.
we talked about.
I told you.
Damn.
So yeah, there's that. All right. So.
All right, the boat. You
I'm
walked
sorry.
out to the boat.
I'm sorry.
Don't
So
get sidetracked.
I did. So we're out on the boat. We broke down because we ran out of gas, so we had to get to a dock. At this point, we were kept drinking, and then around 6:30, as the Sixers called, we pull up back to Pop's house. And who is standing at the end of the dock, like this right here?
I never did that. People. That's wrong.
You're full of shit.
No, I was never had an attitude.
You're full of shit. Because you were like, what the hell were you guys doing? When did you guys take the boat out? I ain't even hear the boat start.
That's a good venture in itself.
Exactly.
That boat.
So, yes. There's one story. Let's see. One night you were on a road. Mom was at bingo.
Sounds familiar.
I don't know if I want to tell the story.
You might not want to.
So, Cage was an avid smoker.
Yeah.
I was not.
Then. Yeah.
And Mom came home and we had pretty much everything emptied out of the cabinet. In the living room. Kind of all spread out. Who else was there? I think Yamin was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Because I was so toasted that I couldn't get up. And she came in, she goes, "What the hell are you guys doing?" Nothing.
but she would have partied with you. That's the difference from me and her.
Uh-huh.
And that's what you're getting to.
And she did. And she did.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right, so we're going to be, throughout our podcast, we were talking about Cage a lot. That was of course, a big part of his life. It was his son.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss further into detail about him. I'm starting to sweat.
No, come
Every time I
down.
talk about that guy, I start to
How
sweat.
do you think I feel? Even listen to Prime Time. And for anybody that doesn't know, he did pass in 2007. Or 2009, I'm sorry. December 7th, 2009. So I'll never forget when Pearl Harbor Day is. Comes up every year. So.
All right.
Come on.
So, nope, I'm done with Cage stories for now.
Okay.
I'm done with Cage stories for now. So, what made you... So, the podcast was Pop's idea. He came to me, he said, hey,
Well,
what do you
that's
think?
all we do is hang and talk.
Right,
So what do you do here?
hang and talk.
Here you go.
And try to, get a little interactive from the people. Let's fuck it. First show, let's bust it all the way through. So for a couple years, I was MIA.
Well, no, before that.
Before that, will I be staying here?
No, before Keith had an ongoing heart problem,
Yes.
and he actually wrote a song called "Heart Attack" so he could say goodbye in that song to everybody. That's how ballsy he was. You got to understand that. And at that time, him and Rome were real tight, and Keith would come to us and say, "Hey, something's going to happen to me." He said, "You got to take care of Rome." Rome was just in a point in his life where he needed something. And that's the part that we say he lived with us for a while. So after Keith met his demise, and then Rome stayed here for a couple months, and we tried to help him out. But
Got a funny story for that if you want.
go ahead, throw it in.
It was wintertime.
At the crab house, I'm sure.
So outside of the main house here, it's called the Crab House. It's a shed,
Yeah, 10 by 16, just
which was originally Cage's bedroom here and there when he was living here.
supposed to be a place to eat crabs, watch a baseball game or something. He just took it over.
Turned into a bedroom / studio.
Yeah.
So that's where I stayed. Was out there. No insulation. I mean.
It was nothing.
Oh, it was nothing. So when you say it's colder than
A witch's tit.
a witch's tit, perfect, with a brass bra on.
And that's what it was out there.
It was. But although it was cold as hell, sweat, right? As soon as you take it off, cold hits you, you're icy. You gotta change clothes. it was an ongoing situation, right? But if it got too cold, no. Mom was like, "Get your ass in the house."
Yeah.
So no, it was never like I was pushed out there when it was freezing.
Yeah, it was never
No.
like we told you had to stay
No.
out there.
No.
It was just
It was
a comfortable place.
Able to for me to be here and have my own space, which
Yeah.
I was very appreciative of. I was able to bring AJ over and hang out with him when we'll get into that topic another day. That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. They're all tough.
They're all tough, but
And that's why I say this is therapy.
yeah.
It's
So fast forward, I moved out. Some time went past.
but you got on with your life.
I did. But here's the thing, though.
And we didn't see you for a while.
Yeah, but
It was time.
here's the big kicker, though. So, a lot of people don't know that this man and his wife, mom, at that point when I was before I was staying here, I was bad. I was down bad. Didn't have much option on anything. They opened the doors to me, and that's I told you many times I'm forever grateful for that because I don't know what would have happened if you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I have an idea what would have happened. I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you.
No, I guarantee it.
So again, like I told you and Mom, I told you guys both.
And
I'm
for
forever
anybody
grateful for
that's
that.
even listening to this stuff, you know, you get in crossroads in your life, and it's who you got. We'll keep pushing on family and friends, but that's the thing that keeps you going. I look at my daughter with her circle of friends. God, at one time I thought it was too many, and then with all the stuff that's happened to us, I almost think it's not enough. It's crazy the way you look at things. But I mean, I've grown to love all of them. It is what it is, right? We're lucky to have all that.
Indeed. It's so me and my family moved down to Alabama for my work.
Yeah, but before you even got there, I mean, you would spend time in the Army, which we didn't know. I didn't see that part.
I had to do something.
And that was great. That was a smart thing to do. And then you got into the company that sent you down there, and you just progressed and went all the way through that company like it was nothing.
Listen, I remember Pop saying, "What the fuck is he doing?" Like he told me after time, he's like, I kept looking at Facebook like, "What the fuck is he doing now?" Like he's doing this,
I see
and
you
he's
on
doing
a front
this,
end loader
and
shit,
he's doing
wondering
this.
What the hell you were doing
He's like,
on
"How the hell?
Facebook."
What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were growing.
Yeah.
You got a family together, which is your family. You and your family are great, man. I see enough of you. And your move to Alabama was all in good. You wanted to do it to expand.
Of course.
Eventually, it might not have worked out the way you thought it did, but you still have to have those experiences. How do you do life without stuff like that?
Agreed.
You come back because that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Friends and family.
But
right?
I have to say this, Pop. So everything, that old saying, everything happens for a reason type thing.
I guarantee it.
It's a weird saying because when you're in the midst of
life,
being hurt or something terrible happening in your life, you're like, well, what the hell could be the reason for this, right?
Oh yeah.
So when I came back from Alabama, okay, Pop was in the hospital. You were dealing with COVID, correct?
Right. From a tragedy.
Yeah. Well, so Mom was here. Mom, of course, whether it's been 50 years or 10 minutes, that door's always open. I don't think I've ever knocked on that door, and I mean freaking ever. So I open up the door. Mom's in the bedroom. She's like, I can't come out. Pop's in the hospital with COVID. Don't know if I have it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Ma, let me know when everything's squared away. I'll be back. So I got to see her.
Yeah.
And then
everything's for a reason.
And then you got out of the hospital. And you were here. And you were like, were you one of them motherfuckers to like the fact that I was in the hospital? I said, no, Pop. Why would I like the fact that you're in the hospital? He's like, well, fuck all them people that like the fact that I was in the hospital. I was like, no, not me. And that day, I was able to see Mom, right?
Hard time to talk about.
Yeah, it's messed up. I was able to give her a hug, right? Which we didn't quite know that was gonna be the last one.
Yeah.
But again, blessed to be able to, blessed that things worked out to where I was able to be here to give her one last piece of love, right? Before she passed.
And I tell people all the time, because of that big lapse for all that time when you went to Alabama, when you were moving up, the day it happened to her, you were the one that was here. You showed up. And that's, I've read this before about the meaning of family. When you can not see somebody for months or years at a time, but they walk back in your door like they just walked out yesterday. that was the truth, and we haven't split up since.
No.
It's been crazy, man.
Well, so
I don't know what I would have did without all this. Like
well,
I say, you and other friends, and
so it's funny. You
and it's funny that we have a lot of the same ones in the circle.
Oh yeah.
That's
But-
kind of odd too.
It's funny. It's funny now I think about it, but when you texted me that, I was in bed. You know,
Yeah.
it was late. It was 11 o'clock, 11
Probably.
p.m.
Yeah.
Hell, me and Nicole we were asleep. We were out. But I still hear my phone, and literally all I had to do was tell Nicole I gotta go. She knew that if I ever say I gotta go, there has to be a reason.
Yeah, and I'd love to see that between you two, because you two have that dealing of trust between you, which is some people just don't have.
No, and they never will.
Yeah, and I watch you two, and
that stems from other issues that they have, and we'll talk about it. We're gonna have we'll have a podcast episode just on relationships. You know, the highs and lows, things. You know, from an older perspective, younger perspective, the highs and lows.
not with me and my dating sites, I hope.
No, that could be an episode. That could be an episode all in itself. But no, we can. When it gets to that, when we get to that podcast that we're talking about relationships and dating and all that stuff, we are 100% gonna touch on the dating apps.
Yeah.
The do's and the don'ts. You know.
And you've been teaching me a lot of stuff. I mean,
And trust me,
you gotta understand.
look, you've been out the game a long time, but I've been out the
50
game for a little
yeah,
bit, okay?
Yeah, no, I was out for 50 years. I
They
didn't do
didn't even
anything.
have computers in 50 years ago, Pop.
Well, you
At least not ones that you could use publicly.
you tell people that they didn't have Google or they didn't have cell phones or they. Yeah, that's why they call me the old man pop.
Yeah.
You know, because I've seen all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's embedded in my brain. You got to understand that.
Well,
and there's
so-
things that.
No, what it is, and you know what, we're gonna have a little skibbit over here since you're gonna bring it up. Okay, here it is. The thing about it is, and this is something I tell Pop very often. He was married for how long?
45.
45 years. So think about it. If even not that it's this case, right? Because Mom and Pop, they freaking loved each other to death. But even if there's no more love, right? After 45 years, hell, I feel like after 30 years together, at this point, it's just, it's routine. You know, you get up every morning, you make 2 cups of coffee. You make breakfast for 2 people. You know, you set dinner plates for 2 people. You make enough everything for 2 people. You know, everything that you do, it's been 2 people for 45 years, right?
That's the hardest part.
It's
crazy.
and that's the biggest part that I feel that you're missing. It's the
Companionship.
It's the companionship.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's not necessarily that a female, you know, a female to date or any of that stuff. It's the companionship of. I've always been the type. I've always had more female friends than male friends because I personally like hanging around females.
I did when I was in high school.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I know I ain't got to worry about everybody knucklehead trying to fight and stuff. I got a bunch of females. I prefer female companionship over male companionship. You know? I'm married now. Change that
Yeah.
mind frame, okay?
You still have a few.
I saw a few female friends, of course.
But they're all married too, and that's
Right,
all.
and
That's
that's-
all great,
and
and
that's
it's
why
all
we're-
in the same circle.
100%.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things where Pop thinks just because he has a handsome face, right? And, you know, he used to be a bodybuilder. And, you know, he's got this big old RV and a motorcycle and a drop-top convertible. That this shit's going to happen overnight.
Are you done?
No. I'll tell your whole life. Live on the water. Okay? Has a nice pair of glasses. Uses Bluetooth.
Now you really
I'll
scraping
go all,
the
look,
bottom.
look, I'll go it all out, right? Puts grape and water in his Tito's. Okay?
My daughter taught me that.
Well, you know, whatever, right?
But I'm. There we go.
But regardless, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. Picky, I'm here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm not dating.
You're not
you.
that picky.
No.
No, but I'm in your life.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, whoever the young lady is that decides that they do want to date this and wake up to this every day, they got to deal with me too. So good luck to you.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So, hey, listen, his Friday nights are booked. He's mine.
That ain't gonna stop, right?
Hell no, it ain't gonna stop. It better not stop.
It will in February.
Why?
Because I'm gonna be out of town.
Oh, you're going to Daytona, right?
We're gonna do a remote,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hey, but there's a 50-50 chance I'll be with you.
Yeah, there is.
So, hey.
And that's why we're gonna do a remote.
Right.
You know, about all that there is to do down there, the things that are cool, the concerts, the races.
Listen, we're working with our sponsors and trying to get, a couple more sponsors.
I'm already booked down there. I've already got the spot.
Right.
So I got an
to
infield
push the
spot.
podcast
Yeah.
for Daytona 500, Pop's got an infield pass that he's going to park his ridiculously huge freaking RV in.
Huge. Stop.
It is huge.
It's huge.
That's a fucking that's
And down there, it's gonna be nothing.
That's an apartment on. Yeah, that's because you had the
No,
race
no,
cars
no.
and they have their own
It is.
RVs.
You know, and it has been.
It's a freaking apartment.
No, it has been, because as much as we stayed in that for months at a time, it's always been home, because it was always so comfortable.
Right.
And I don't care what you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because here's the thing: comfort is only who you share it with.
And yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, that goes back to don't try to rush it. Excuse me. Don't try to rush it, the companionship, because you might pick the wrong one.
I don't want to do that.
See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so that I know how picky you are. I know that there is, we'll call it a demographic that you must fit in for Pop, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So, if any of the ladies that he hits up on these dating sites, if he chooses to hit you up, just know you fit in those very, very, very picky parameters. Just throwing it out there.
Well, that's, and this is one of the things I've learned being on here. You know, I talk about getting ghosted, but you do the same thing.
Yeah.
I get on there, and if it's somebody that, say, likes you and you just hit the X and get rid of them, it sucks. It really does that you've gotten that cold that I can get on it. Who would have thought 50 years ago I could get on a computer, look at pictures, and read these. I read every word of the bios. I swear. I love how they put them together sometimes. I love the ones that are really must be the way they are, and the other ones that just, they're putting the same thing. What do you love? Beach or the mountains? Oh, I love both. You know, that's full of shit.
Right.
It's just, I love what they write sometimes, because some of them just mean a lot to me. Okay. And you know the way I am sending messages, it kind of sucks. I know. You tell me I'm hollering it all.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I'm doing better.
Because listen, I will admit, okay, that I have maybe sent out one or two messages on his behalf and able to assist him in his wordplay. The man is authentic. Don't get me wrong. He makes sure.
I do have to proofread.
You gotta proofread it, because I don't know if they're gonna understand my ebonics, but
I never did that.
He's so out of his element, and I'm still one of the people that believe, as well as Pop is, and my buddy Alan, the one that owns Sylvester's, I FaceTime him all the time. And people are like, that's weird that you FaceTime him. He's a guy. I still believe I want to see someone's face when I'm talking to him.
Right. You're supposed to be looking in their eyes and stuff.
Right.
Looking at them. It's just,
and that's the weird thing that technology has brought to us is you can just text. Yeah. You don't even got to call now. You just text, send a message. No, I still believe in, and I hate this shit. Sit on the phone like this.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'd rather see who I'm talking to. That's the biggest thing for me. I gotta see who I'm talking to. I'll call Bob while I'm out on a boat, doing an estimate, and he's like, "What? Why are you video chatting me?" So you can see what I
get over that part.
No,
but
you're old. What do you want to happen?
Yeah, it's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, what are you expecting to happen here?
I don't know, but I enjoy it. At least they call me, so I can't say nothing's wrong.
You are correct. You are absolutely correct.
And you look at, Christ, who would ever figured that at 65 I would have went out and bought a motorcycle? Hadn't had one for all those years.
Well, so we'll call it a midlife crisis.
I know it
it's
had
fine.
To throw a couple people off.
Listen, we will 100% call it a midlife crisis. That's okay. Listen, so let me tell you. Let me tell you how this came about. Okay, so I ride, and we were.
And I got other friends.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting there talking to you about it,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's the most freeing feeling in the world. Now he travels. He's been everywhere in the freaking world. That would be a nice episode. Maybe we could pull up some pictures and show some places that you've been, because there's a freaking lot. And trust me, from my experience with that memorial video, you have ridiculous amount of freaking pictures and video and all kind of stuff. I don't think this man has ever walked anywhere without having some kind of picture or video taken.
I always wanted to save that stuff, especially we bought a video camera. I remember the old RCA. It was 2 big packs. You had to carry it on your shoulder with the battery pack and all.
Jesus Christ.
And they would actually think that you're from a TV station, like down the beach, down Ocean City. I've had that happen to me many times when we
So
first
you
bought
played
it.
the Girls Gone Wild role.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
It was kinda,
Y'all saw it, right? Y'all saw
kind
it.
of like the kids went wrong, and maybe the camera would flutter a little bit.
Oh, okay. Just kind of pan over.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
okay.
we used to have 6 hours of tape, so we had a lot of time.
Yeah.
But no, in reality, I wanted every Christmas. I wanted every word. I wanted to be able to hear voices of my parents, my son before he passed, and then not even thinking. I never thought I would outlive my wife. That I just thought that was going to be totally different. So I was just trying to set her up for
And you
after
have,
me.
But no, all jokes aside, you have a museum.
It
I
is.
mean,
It is.
you have a
The house
museum
is.
worth of life, which is amazing to see because everything. I mean, you guys can't really see the room that we're in.
But when we're gone, nobody's going to know where the stuff came from. That's the only part that gets me, because the stuff like from New Orleans, the mask and stuff like that we bought, nobody knows where they don't remember we were there and things we did while we were there.
Hold on. I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get something just to show you just the type of random shit that he has. Hold on a minute. No. Keep going.
What are you even getting my shit for? Why do you even know where all my shit's at?
Hold on,
That's
that?
crazy.
There it is.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Hulk Hogan, baby.
Oh shit! I don't even know why you're getting that. This is the stuff I got to put up with all the time, and
This is just random shit.
you know what that was. See, and I can tell you exactly when we bought that, because we had a buddy that had a huge house, and he had a big Halloween party, and I was bigger at the time, so that just seemed to work. So it was cool back then.
I mean, look, you can just tell how old this damn thing is. Look at this. His weave's all falling off.
Kind of like me.
I mean, you still got a nice head of hair. I'm the one that's balding at 33. But, yeah, freaking Hulk Hogan. Just random museum shit. I mean, but it's also that there's so much. There's so much. I don't know what you guys are going to do with all this stuff.
I know.
I mean,
Nobody's going to want any of it.
no, this is memories, man. This is some of this shit you probably really could give to a freaking museum. And I'm not being funny.
I don't know who would want it. I be honest with you. I mean, there's too many personal things
But you got to
that
understand.
mean to me.
Right. But for one person to say all this shit's trash, hell, American Pickers could probably come in here and have a gold mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
I can't
Your
get this
beer
stuff
signs.
away. Look, I tried to give a picture away last week. Couldn't do it.
that's because John ain't going to take that. John knows these people personally.
I know.
to
I just thought it would do something for somebody.
But to John, that was probably a great offer. But he probably has, well, you saw items and souvenirs and memorabilia.
And that was another day for us.
Oh,
That people just, as far
that
as
was a
family
day of
goes,
that was a day of kings. That was a day of kings.
left smiling, right?
Oh my God. Let's put it this way. There are certain neighborhoods that I don't feel comfortable in. Okay, and believe it or not, I feel more comfortable in the hood than I do in that neighborhood. Just because it's something I'm not used to.
But that was still
I
nice.
thought,
That
oh,
was
it,
so
yeah,
nice
but I
that
was
day.
like, you know, coming from where I come, how I grew up.
Right.
I don't feel like I've earned the right to belong there. You know what I mean?
See, and I didn't have that.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, cause you have built yourself a castle. You know what I mean? I have not got there yet.
Actually built it.
Yeah.
You know, hammer and nail.
Yeah. I have not got there yet. I will.
Yeah.
I know I will.
And that's one of the screwed up parts of my life because, you know, me and her met. She was 17, I was 18. Married at 19, she was 18. Had a kid a year later. Our son was born. It was just, we did so much young because I think we were both ahead of our times. You know, hang around with older people, you know, back then. And everything had gotten to, all right, seen it, done it. Where are we going next?
Right.
And we got on to the family, and we got on to, man, we just never stopped. Businesses, we probably had 6 or 7 of them. Always doing something. The video and tanning store she had. You know, she had that for 5 years till they tore the mall up, the strip mall. We never stopped. You know, if anybody tells you you're with a soulmate, we were soulmates. I don't care whatever happened, we were soulmates.
Agreed.
All the way, and that's why, geez, I thought we'd be married 60, 70 years. I didn't think it was going to end this way with this COVID stuff. It was crazy. Just crazy.
Unfortunately, COVID has not been...
And she was so afraid it was going to be me not coming home.
Well, Pop, you weren't doing very well in the hospital, man.
Yeah, well,
but
I thought I was fine.
COVID has...
And you know, it's the only time with all these years that I've loved to have an iPhone with FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing you have with this COVID shit. When you're sitting in a hospital room, even the nurses don't want to be in there with you. You know what I mean? They shut the door. They got to come in. They got to put all this gear on. They got to come in and check you, and they leave.
Well, of course. You got to think, Pop.
I get it. I get it.
But as scared as you were that you had it, they're just as scared to take it home to their family. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I bet.
So I understand all the PPE they got to wear. But yeah, COVID has been the worst, at least in my lifetime. You know, every couple years or something. You know.
Yeah, SARS. It might be. Remember the anthrax shit?
Yeah,
it's always been something.
But
it's all going to kill you.
I have not seen anything hit like COVID did, and I mean not just with the deaths, but even businesses. Businesses got hit hard, especially small businesses,
especially restaurants.
And
restaurants got hit really hard.
And that goes back to one of our sponsors and why they are a sponsor, Jimmy's. That the what's it called? The Jimmy's Fund.
Famous Fund. Yeah.
I mean, they gave $200,000. They raised $200,000 for
thought
other.
It was even closer to $500,000, but
it might have been, but they gave money to other local spots.
But the screwed up part about that was, he's like 1 mile into the city, and the city had one rule, and the county had another rule, and you can sit up on his balcony and look down the street.
And there's
county. So unfair, because you can see some big restaurants are full.
Yep.
And you can't even have a person come, and yet and all he worried about in the beginning. You remember the beginning of that fund, before it was about the other businesses.
No, it was about his employees.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It was about the waiters and waitresses and the cooks there, and he made sure they kept working, and he made sure they kept getting paid, took care of their families. You don't have people like this in this world. I'm sorry.
No,
we're so lucky to have.
Yeah.
In
this podcast, we're not doing this podcast without the people and experiences that are around us.
Where would we be? It's crazy.
So I mean, ultimately, you got to think. For every person that walks in, there's a saying, and I love this saying. Okay, for every person and every situation happens in your life. Okay, it can either be, hold on, how's it go? It's either a lesson. Oh man, what is it, Pop?
I don't know.
It's either. I'll get back to you on that because it's one of my favorites, but I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. It's either a lesson or a blessing.
Is that what it is?
I believe that's what it is.
Yeah, it sounds right.
So it's either something's coming into your life for a good thing, or it came into your life to teach you what not to do. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's lesson or blessing, but that did sound damn good, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. If not, you just made a new one.
Yeah.
So we'll take credit for that.
Copyright 2021.
Put that in the mail.
That's right. Poor man copyright.
That's right. That's right. That's what we do.
So, well, we got about 5 minutes left to this podcast.
Really?
Really? It went
You're
quick,
kidding.
didn't it? It went quick.
No, you're kidding. Really?
Yep. Our producer just said 5 minutes left.
All right.
So, I think for our first, I think this went very well. I think we're gonna. So hold on. Let me get to this. Okay.
Did they know what I did for a living?
The stripper.
No.
Oh.
The car carrier.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to tell them a little bit.
Go for it.
All right. Look, I used to drive for Leaseway, big company, big car carriers. You're allowed to have a truck 75. Our trucks were 75 foot long. Loaded, we'd be 84. So, and he's told you I'd be on the road a lot. Sometimes I'd leave all week. And this one
That's
time.
when me and Cage really partied. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's when they used all my shit up and always ran the gas out and everything else and broke it. They broke a lot of stuff.
That's
too.
right.
But I was up in Boston one time. 1A, it was nice scenic route, nice homes, boat yards you could see on the water, and I'm fully loaded, and you could, our trucks are so big, and I'm looking in the mirror and there's this local cop following me, and all of a sudden he decides to put the lights on, and I said, oh shit. So hit the brakes, pull a pin and go back there and see what he wants, because being so long, I'm going to give him a break. And he points down to the ground at me. And he says, hey, you just ran that cat over. I said, you're kidding, man. You can't feel anything in these trucks. They're so big, so heavy. I could hit a car and not feel it. That's how bad it was. So he said, look, here's an old cardboard. Remember the old cardboard boxes you used to put a case of beer in? It was one of them sitting there. So took that box and I went over. He wanted me to clean the mess up at least. So I cleaned the cat up, and the cat had a necklace on, had his address. And I asked the cop, I said, look, here's the address. He said, well, that's a house right there. So he walked with me, went up to the house, and I knocked on the door, and this older woman, she answered, and I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. The officer's with me. He saw me, said I ran over your cat. I didn't mean to. Said, I don't know what I can do, but you could smell there was other cat. She was a cat lady. That's the bottom line. So I said, look, let me give you this $20. You can buy some cat food, do whatever you want with it. And she took the money. So, this cop just turns around, grabs for his bracelets and says, ma'am, you're under arrest. So what? He's locking up this woman. I said, for what? Said it's illegal to sell pussy in Boston.
Guys, I'm sorry, I've heard it.
Yeah,
so I was trying so hard not to laugh.
But
it's going. All right, guys.
That's the kind of shit you're going to get. Some real stuff, and hopefully a little bit of levity. This is how we get through life.
That's how we get through life. Laughter's it.
One day at a time. Friends, family. We just do what we got to do.
We don't hold back. No bull spit.
You got to wake up and smile every day, guys. You got to wake up and smile. I don't care how bad you think it is. Wake up, put a smile on your face somehow. Get the tears going real quick, then put the smile on.
There you go. See you next Wednesday.